So this video is long overdue, and in this video I wanted to talk to you about how to read a nutrition label properly and what to look for and what the heck does it even mean. Now, with the start of the new year, this is a really important concept and skill. I do consider it a skill to learn how to do when you're in a grocery store, so you know what you're actually putting in your body and if it's helping or hindering your health, especially if you have health issues and your doctor is telling you that you need to follow a certain diet, whether it be low sodium, low fat. You're not really going to know unless you know how to read a nutrition label. So that's where we are going to dive right into the nutrition label. Bam! Good. So for this video, I am just going to use like one product because anything with the nutrition label you can do this kind of tutorial with. So this is protein powder, so we can imagine it's probably going to have high protein, but we're going to check out some of the other ingredients and learn how to use the nutrition label on itself. So with the nutrition label, all right, you always want to start with the very top, and this tells you the serving. So for here is, they give you a couple options, half a scoop and 1 scoop. So for 1 scoop, let's do that because it's easier and most people are probably going to do 1 scoop. So 1 scoop is the serving, and now what you can know right off the bat off the serving is anything that's in the nutrition label, the carbs, fat, protein, calcium, I already said protein, sodium, cholesterol, things like that, you will know that is in the serving. So for instance, if you do 2 scoops after a workout, that's 60 grams of protein because 1 scoop's 30 grams, okay? I'm not making you guys seem like you're stupid or anything like that. I'm just breaking it down and I'm making it obvious to you that reading a nutrition label is not hard. It's very easy, and if you know simple math, you can read a nutrition label. All right, so this scoop is 1 scoop. Now, what you want to think about when you're reading a nutrition label is a couple things. We're gonna work our way down, always. You wanna start from the top, work our way to the bottom. So the first one, like I said, is the serving size, and then the servings per container, so you know how much you're actually getting for your money. So for instance, if this entire thing was $50 and I only get 19 approximated total servings, it's like, should I get this, or since the other one has the same exact macros but I get 40 servings and it's $10 cheaper, that would be the better one for your budget and, you know, bigger bang for your buck. So that's kind of where that servings really comes into play, I think, is from a budget standpoint, to see what you want to spend your money on. You know, if something's $6 and there's only 2 servings in it, it's like, maybe I don't want to spend $6 on just 2 servings. Skip. So that's what I use that for. The next thing is calories. Calories are really just, you know, there just so you know if you are a calorie counter or you are, you know, really looking to calorie count because you're on a certain program or you need to lose weight, and you're really using a designed calorie counting program where calories matter. That's where you would look, just so you know, and you can calculate your calories. But for the general population, you don't need to calculate calories. The big things you really want to focus on is this middle section right here is what you want to focus on. This is going to be what you want to limit the most. Fat, cholesterol, sodium, possibly carbs, depending if you're diabetic or if you're just trying to lower your carb intake. Sugars for sure, and fiber. Fiber is what you want high in, but protein is what you want high in as well. All the rest are going to be something you want to get less of. And I'll tell you in a minute how you know if it's less. Then under these are going to be your micronutrients. You got your vitamins A and C, calcium, iron. They change depending on the product of what they might be in. But for the most part, these are the standard that always have to be on the label, and then there can always add more as they see fit, and they as in the companies. So this is a general label. One thing to know that this entire label is based off 2,000 calories. So you can't read it and like, this is like, I'm marrying this number. It varies because everybody's different calorie needs. This is just a very general 2,000 calories across the board, something to refer to as a reference. But like I said, it's not very cut in stone. It's, you know, it's malleable depending on your specific needs and goals. To recap so far, we have the top of the label that we're going to read, and then we have the middle section where we want to limit the sodium, the fat, the cholesterol, and then you want to get the high fiber, high protein. and high nutrients, of course, micronutrients at the bottom. Now you know what you need to have a lot of and what you need to have less of. Now, how do you know what is a lot and what is a little? So, good question, Natalie. I'm just kidding. All right, so there's percentages on the side. These are percent daily values, which I'm sure we all saw, and we all are just like, what the hell does that mean? I have no clue. So what this is anything less than 5% means that it is a poor source of that nutrient. So let me give you an example. So for fat, we have 5%. That means it's not a good source of fat, which is great because I don't want a lot of fat in my protein powder. So sometimes it's good or bad. Sodium. So for a whole scoop, 15%. Anything between 6 and 20 means it's a good source or an adequate source of that nutrient. Anything above 20 means it's an excellent source. Now, even though excellent is a positive term usually, it depends on what the nutrient is, whether it's good or bad. Now let me explain that a little bit more. So for sodium, for instance, this is 15% sodium for one scoop, 370 milligrams. 15% is between 6 and 20, which means it's an adequate source of sodium. That's okay. I guess I'm not going to complain too much, only because it's my protein powder, and being that I probably worked out, I could use that sodium to replenish my sweat for my electrolytes, so I won't be too nitpicky about the sodium. But let's see carbs. Carbs are 2%, so this is under 5%, so that means that it's a poor source of carbs. It's not a good source of carbs, which is great because I didn't want my protein powder to have carbs. This is my cutting for tournaments protein powder, so I don't want carbs because when I'm cutting, I'm usually cutting carbs. So it's great to know that this doesn't have a lot of carbs in it. And then the next thing, fiber. So fiber is 12% per scoop. It's between 6 and 20. That means it's a good source, adequate source of fiber, which is great. Going to help keep me full, help keep me regular. We all need that, you know what I mean? And so I hope this is making a little bit more sense, but this is really, really the key to understanding labels is these percentages. Because for instance, if you are somebody who's on a low sodium diet or watching your sodium, you might want to stick to having something under 6% and not between 6 and 20. So that's something to think about, especially this helps when you're having like chips or something. Chips obviously are gonna be like in the 20%. You know, if that's the case, then you know, okay, this is a high sodium food. I know that high sodium makes me bloat, makes me retain a lot of water, then that's something you want to avoid. And that tends to be a lot of processed foods. So this is a way that you can kind of eat healthier is by sticking to these numbers and sticking to stuff that are less, under 6%, or on the lower end of the 6 to 20% in the middle that you're trying to avoid, like cholesterol, fat, sodium. So now let's go on to one that's above 20%. So we have our protein. Oh, big surprise, my protein powder has a great source of protein. So that's why I wanted to choose this a little bit easier to kind of understand. So protein, we got 30 grams, is 56% of the daily value. So it's over 20, which means it's an excellent source of protein. And then just because the vitamins that are mandatory on the label, the A, C, calcium, and iron, we have our one scoop calcium is 15%, so it's an adequate source between 6 and 20. And we have iron, which is 25, so that means it's above, so it's an excellent source of iron. So I hope this kind of gave you a clear understanding of how to read a nutrition label and how crucial this skill is to live a healthy lifestyle. Because it's okay if you want to have processed foods every once in a while, or as a snack, or a treat, or a cheat meal, whatever. But if you're really trying to live a healthy lifestyle and you are incorporating things that have a nutrition label, so in other words, they're not whole foods, they're not vegetables that you just pick from the shelf, obviously you don't need to worry about those nutrition properties and what they have in nutritional content because they're good. They don't have a nutrition label. They only need a nutrition label because they're processed. So even though this is, you know, pretty good kind of protein powder, it is still processed. You know, it isn't a whole food. There's not a protein powder tree that grew from the ground and I plucked it out and like took the branches for the protein powder. Like, no, it's man-made, and I'm aware of that. So it's picking those healthier options by using the nutrition label that is really gonna lead you to success in living a healthy lifestyle, getting your goals for your fitness and health goals, and learning a little bit more about what the right things are to eat and the nutritional content behind foods. As always, I hope this helped. If you have any questions, comment below. Thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you in the next video. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and you can check out my Instagrams. I got one for nutrition, fitness, and my general everyday living, which is pretty much nutrition and fitness because that's all I do. And so, other than that, I'll see you next time. See you later. Bye.